Hi friends, after studying the ocean currents and the dynamics of this ocean water in the form of currents, we'll study what are the effects of this ocean currents and why are they significant or why are they important. We'll study the effects of the ocean currents in the terms of modification of ocean climate, in the terms of their effects on navigation, and in the terms of their effects on the fishing. So the first studying ocean currents modify the ocean climate. What is an ocean current? It is nothing but temperature distribution from hot to cold and from cold to hot. Ocean water will come, with the air in the terms of that air will drive that ocean current, and therefore if a cold ocean current or the cold ocean water comes to the hot regions, the air which lies on the top of that cold ocean water will obviously become cold, while if the warm ocean water goes to the colder regions, the air which lies over that warm ocean water will become warm. So they modify, the first effect is they modify the coastal climate. They modify the coastal climate. How do they modify the coastal climate? They modify the coastal climate in the terms that the ocean currents, while flowing along the coast, they modify the weather conditions in numerous ways. How do they modify the coastal climate? They modify the coastal climate if this is a land surface which is there, and if ocean water is coming on this land surface, then obviously the air which is there on the top of this land surface or this ocean surface will get modified. If this is a land and if a cold ocean water is coming here, the effect will be seen on the land. If this is a land and if a warm ocean water is coming here, the effect will be seen on the land. So they modify the coastal climate in the terms of that the cold ocean current will reduce the temperature of an region where they are visiting, while the warm ocean current will increase the temperature of the regions where they are visiting. So they modify the coastal climate in the terms that the warm ocean currents they increase the temperature in the regions they visit. So now let us look at the regions where this warm ocean currents will be visiting. So let us have a look at these regions. So the first is if a warm ocean current, if this is an ocean current, for example, we are doing the Atlantic Ocean region, if this is an ocean current, and if this is South America, Gulf of Mexico region, and the northern coast of America. So the warm ocean current which flows as a Gulf of Mexico, then Gulf Stream, and goes to the northwestern part of America. Now see, this northwestern part of America lies in the higher latitudes. But what if we look at this type of a climate? It is northwestern part of Europe. If we look at a climate of the northwestern Europe, the climate is very good. In fact, it is said to be the ideal climate for human development as well as human living. Why ideal climate? Summers are cooler. What do you mean by summer temperature? What do you expect a summer temperature in India? Somewhere from 35 to 45 degrees Celsius, sometimes reaching the 50 degrees Celsius, pasina, humidity. But यहाँ पे the summer temperature is somewhere between 17 to 20 degrees Celsius. So the summers are pleasant. What about the winters? If the summers are 17 to 18 degrees Celsius, then the winter should be somewhere in the negative. That is, it should be extremely cold, freezing, biting cold. But that is not the case. Winters is around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. So this is because of the warming effect of the North Atlantic drift and the Gulf Stream. So therefore, the first thing is, the example is the origin of ideal climate of northwestern Europe is due to the ocean currents. is due to the North Atlantic drift. Is due to the North Atlantic drift. How the summers are cooler and the winter is also, the summers we can say are warm, not very hot, and the winters are not cold but cooler here. So they have an ideal effect on the northwestern type of a climate. In fact, the northwestern type of a climate is, as I again say, is an ideal climate for living and for human development. No doubt, these are the these are the largest industrialized region, highest income in terms of per capita income, as well as better human development index in this region. Why it is that thing? This is due to the presence of an ocean current here. Second, so what does this North Atlantic drift does not allow? Does not allow the winters to become very cold. Very cold. But if you look at the coast of North America, the same ocean current will increase the heat wave conditions during the summer season along the coast of North America. So, but what is the one positive impact and other negative impact? But warm Gulf Stream, the warm Gulf Stream increases the heat wave conditions, heat during summers on the eastern coast of America, on the eastern coast of North America. So what does it result into? It results into heat wave conditions during the summer season. It results into an heat wave conditions during the summer season. So warm ocean currents increase the temperature in the regions they visit. So during the summer season, it results into heat wave conditions, but the same ocean current is beneficial for the European northwestern European type of a climate in the northwestern region of an Europe. Second is, so this is the one point I hope you have written down. The second is the cold ocean currents. Currents decrease the temperature in the areas they visit. They decrease the temperature in the areas they visit. How they do decrease the temperature? A cold ocean current, which is known as an Labrador current, will come and it will result into extreme chilling effect, snowfall, especially during the winter season in the Labrador Sea region, in the northeastern part of Europe. So, for example, is again a Labrador current. Reduces the temperature in northeastern USA or northeastern America, especially during the winters. It will cause, especially during the winters, it will cause snowfall. What is the other effect of an cold ocean current? The cold ocean current in the regions, if this is again I am taking an help of only the Atlantic Ocean, because this is in the regions here, it will bring down, and here we have, it will promote aridity. यहाँ पे भी also the cold ocean will promote aridity, or they will promote no rainfall. They will promote high pressure zone, causing aridity, desert like conditions in the areas in the tropical regions, in the high pressure zone. So even you write here, cold ocean currents. Cold ocean currents decrease the rainfall. In subtropical high pressure belt. In the subtropical high pressure belt, they will promote aridity or they will promote no rainfall in the subtropical high pressure belt. Example is the desert regions of the world. Example is desert regions of the world. On other hand, the warm ocean currents will pick up moisture and give heavy rainfall. So the warm ocean current, any warm wind will pick up moisture because moisture holding capacity is directly proportional to the temperature. So it will pick up moisture, it will go to the coastal regions, and if the wind from here rises because of the mountains, or if the wind rises due to some effect, the moisture will be given out in the form of a rainfall. So the cold ocean currents decrease the rainfall or discourage rainfall, while the warm ocean currents pick up rainfall, pick up moisture, and give and encourage rainfall. They will encourage the rainfall. The warm ocean currents will encourage the rainfall in this region. So you can see the warm ocean currents in the form of a Gulf Stream which goes from here will pick up moisture and it will give rainfall in the North Atlantic drift will give rainfall to the northwestern Europe. In fact, Britain is famous because it gets rainfall throughout the year. Why it gets rainfall throughout the year? Because of the presence of an warm ocean currents, they will pick up moisture. Similarly, in the eastern coast of North America, in the western coast of North America, along the Rockies, the warm ocean currents bring here, which is the Kuroshio current system comes here, and then North Pacific drift, it picks up the moisture, and then this air rises along the Rockies mountain system, giving rainfall. So the example here you can write is about the eastern coast, the western coast of western coast of North America or the western coast of Europe. So example is western coast of North America, or western coast of Europe, or the western coast of Europe. These areas receive rainfall throughout the year because they come under the influence of an western current. So I will write here what I have written in this part. The third point examples are, example is western coast of North America and northern Europe. They receive rainfall throughout the year. They receive the rainfall throughout the year because of the effect of an ocean current. So this is the modification of how do they modify the coastal climate. The next is ocean currents. When they come together, they cause temperature inversion. So the fourth point is how do they modify, the fifth point is how do they modify the coastal climate? The mixing up of cold and warm ocean currents. What will happen when the mixing up of cold and warm ocean current is there? The cold air will come with the cold ocean current. The cold air being heavier, it will go down. The warm air being lighter, it will go up. Generally, what is normal lapse rate? As you go up, the temperature should go on decreasing. But यहाँ पे when such condition happens, when the cold air is down and the warm air is upward, it is known as a temperature inversion. What is the climatic significance of a temperature inversion? It causes fogs. So, in the ocean currents, due to mixing up of the cold and warm ocean currents, extremely dense fogs are formed. So, very dense fogs, ocean currents mixing up of cold and warm ocean currents causes temperature inversion, and these areas have experienced extremely dense fogs. Very dense fogs. Now this example is mixing up of cold Labrador current and warm Gulf Stream. In which region? Near the Newfoundland region. Near the Newfoundland region. So this is an example. Now the last significance is the ocean currents help in. What is the ocean current? It is nothing but a heat mechanism, or heat energy is redistributed, cold to warm, warm to cold. So it helps in maintaining the heat balance of the earth. Winds are also driven by the heat mechanism, so they also help in maintaining the heat balance of the earth. So this help in maintaining the heat balance of the earth. Heat balance of the earth. They help in maintaining the heat balance of the earth. So these are the different effects of an ocean current. First, the modification of a coastal climate in the terms of the warm ocean currents increase the temperature in the areas they visit. Second is cold ocean currents decrease the temperature in the areas they visit. Example is Labrador current reduces the temperature in northeastern America. Especially during the winter, it will cause snowfall. Cold ocean currents also decrease the rainfall, or we can, better word here is discourage the rainfall. They discourage the rainfall, and therefore in the tropical high pressure belts, especially surrounding the desert regions, there is very less rainfall. Warm ocean currents in fact encourage rainfall by picking up moisture. Example is the western coast of North America and northern Europe. They mix up the cold and warm ocean currents causes temperature inversion. Underline in your answer the temperature inversion, causing extremely dense fog. In fact, remember, the most dense fog in the world are caused in the regions where there is a mixing up of warm and cold ocean currents. Remember Titanic accident, remember the movie Titanic, and help in maintaining the heat balance of the earth. So this is how they modify the climate. The second fact of the ocean current is effects on the fishing. The second fact about the ocean current is effects on the fishing. On fishing. Now, tell me, where is the maximum amount of population? People will, in India, the Great Plains of India, in fact, UP itself, is the most populated state. In fact, do you know some fact that Brazil is the 5th most populated country in the world, but UP's population is even greater than the Brazil's population. So, here, this jokes apart, but the UP, Bihar, the Great Plains of India are densely populated. Why? Because the land is very fertile. Food is readily available. Even the fishes will thrive in the areas where they will get their food. Obviously not on the land, but on the sea where they will get their food. Now what do these ocean currents do? Again consider this continent and hypothetical continent I am taking. The warm ocean current, when it originates, it drives up all the nutrients, planktons, plants, because it is a movement of ocean water like a river, so it has a greater velocity, so it will drive up all the plants, all the nutrients, oxygen-rich water to the higher latitudes. The cold ocean current also will drive the planktons, the plants, especially from higher latitudes, and they will bring it to the lower latitudes. In the regions where there is a mixing up of cold and warm ocean currents, obviously because of mixing, there is a decrease in this velocity, and therefore there is a concentration of nutrients and the concentration of plants, the concentration of oxygen, rich water, nutrient-rich water in this region. And obviously the fishes thrive in this region. So the mixing up of warm and cold ocean current are the richest fishing grounds in the world. These are the richest fishing grounds of the world. So what is the effect of what is the effect on the fishing? The ocean currents act as a distributing agent, and therefore the ocean currents act as a distributing agent. Ocean currents act as a distributing agent. That means they distribute this oxygen nutrients. The cold ocean current will bring the cold nutrient-rich water downwards. The warm ocean current will bring the warm nutrient-rich water upwards. And the mixing of the areas of mixing of warm and cold ocean current. Warm and cold ocean currents is extremely rich in nutrients. And what is the implication? Therefore, they are richest fishing grounds of the world. Grounds of the world. Obviously, in the continental shelf chapter we did, luckily these areas are also the areas of wide continental shelf. So the richest fishing grounds of the world, one condition is mixing of warm and cold ocean currents, and the second condition is wider continental shelf. So example is the Grand Banks region near the Newfoundland in North America. So the first example is the Grand Banks region of the North America near the Newfoundland region. So this is the first example near the Newfoundland region, the Grand Banks region of North America. Why it is the richest fishing ground? Due to the mixing up of Gulf Stream, and cold Labrador current. Similar current system in the Pacific Ocean. If you remember, in the Pacific, similar current system in the Pacific is along the coast of which country? Along the coast of Japan. I am not drawing the map here. Along the coast of Japan, due to mixing of which two ocean currents? Warm Kuroshio and cold Oashio system. See, in the examination, again I am repeating, don't get confused. O and O. Both are common in cold and cold Oashio system. So Japan is also one of the richest fishing ground of the world. In fact, due to the presence of Greenland, near the Europe also there is one of the richest fishing ground of the world near the European region. And here, if this is Africa, near the European region, the richest fishing ground is known as this region, which is here, this region is known as a Dogger Bank. It is known as an Dogger Bank in the North Sea region. So remember, Atlantic में two important fishing regions. One is the Grand Banks near Canada, USA, Newfoundland region, and the Dogger Banks near UK in the North Sea region. So these are the two richest fishing grounds of the world. And in the Pacific, due to the mixing up of warm Kuroshio and the cold Oyashi current along the coast of Japan, there are the richest fishing grounds of the world. So this is the effect on the fishing. And the lastly is the effect on the navigation. Effect on navigation. Effect on the navigation. Now see, the first effect on the navigation is fogs. Cold and warm ocean current mixing results into formation of a fog. Fogs will hinder the visibility, and therefore the areas of mixing of warm and cold ocean currents are most accident prone zone of the world. This is the negative impact. So the first negative impact is mixing of cold ocean current. I am writing in the form of shortcuts because you already know this. And warm ocean currents results into fogs. Fogs will hinder visibility or reduces the visibility. Reduces visibility. And therefore are hindrance to navigation. What makes this area more dangerous? This area is more dangerous. This is more dangerous because why this is more dangerous? Because the cold ocean currents also will bring the icebergs along with them. Because the cold ocean currents also bring the icebergs along with them. And therefore, this no visibility, big icebergs, these are like some big hindrance on the road. So even in the fogs, when there is a dense fog, even we are affected on the road. Same is the effect on the navigation on the sea also. Remember, this is the negative impact, but there are some positive impacts also. One of the positive impact is major ocean routes of the world follow as far as possible the routes of an ocean current. So ocean current is flowing in a definite direction. So put your ship in it, or put your ocean going vessel in it, and even the ocean vessel will move in that direction. So the amount of fuel, the amount of power required for the to propel the ship will be lesser. And as a result, as far as possible, I am saying, as far as possible, the modern ocean routes follow the ocean currents. So as far as possible, the modern ocean routes follow ocean currents. Ocean currents follow the ocean currents, so that they do not require more fuel. We have seen such effect even in our climatology lecture in the jet streams. If the airplane is going in the opposite direction of a jet stream, it will move in the tropopause region. But if it is going in the same direction of a jet stream, it will go inside the jet stream. So the same is there on the ocean route also. The major ocean going vessels, if they are going in the direction of an ocean current, they will follow the direction of the ocean current. One of the most important factor of the ocean current, the beneficial factor, is what if the port in the polar regions are ice free throughout the year? If they are covered by ice in the polar regions, then the harbor port is of no use, because the ships cannot go to the port or harbor. But if they are not covered, if they are without ice, even if in the higher latitudes, the port becomes economically very important. Now look here at the diagram which I am drawing. In the regions of, again, Africa, Atlantic Ocean and the Northern Europe. And here I will take the help of the part of North America. Now you see here the Gulf Stream. Again, I am not drawing it completely. If you want, I will draw it completely. See here, the Gulf Stream takes warm water from here and then goes as a North Atlantic drift to this region. One part of the Gulf Stream goes as a Norwegian current. We have done this current as a Norwegian current. Where does it go? It goes into the Arctic Ocean region. Arctic Ocean is obviously in the higher latitudes. It is the frozen ocean. But here in this part, it remains ice free throughout the year. Even in the high latitude countries like Norway and also in the Russian region here. So there is a port of Russia which is known as Murmansk, which remains ice free throughout the year, and therefore because it is remaining ice free throughout the year, it is open for navigation, because it is remaining ice free throughout the year. So this port of Russia, Murmansk, is the port of Russia which remains ice free throughout the year. It is Murmansk. Murmansk is the port of Russia which remains ice free throughout the year. So remember, the third effect on the navigation is the warm ocean currents. Carry warm water in the higher latitudes. Therefore, the ports in the higher latitudes in the areas visited by warm currents, in the areas which are visited by the warm currents, are ice free throughout the year. And therefore open for navigation. Example is the ports of northwestern Europe due to the Norwegian Sea current. Underline the current in the answer. And the example is the port of Murmansk in the Russia, which remains ice free and open throughout the year. So these are the positive effects of the ocean currents. So we did what are the effects? Effects on the coastal climate, the modification of a coastal climate, rainfall, no rainfall, warm currents will encourage rainfall, cold currents will discourage rainfall, and the third is example is the desert region versus the northwestern Europe. Beautiful climate, good climate to live, example is northwestern Europe, that is balancing the heat in the earth. Then the effects on the fishing, that is mixing of cold and warm currents, nutrient rich area, therefore more fishes thrive in this region. Grand Banks region on the Newfoundland, along the coast of Japan, a similar high fishing area in the eastern side of the Atlantic around the northwestern Europe, and in the North Sea region is the Dogger Banks region. And third is the effect on navigation. One is negative effect causing accidents, the two are the positive effects. The example of this last positive effects is in the higher latitudes, in the areas which are visited by warm currents, these forts remain ice free throughout the year. On the other hand, areas which are visited by cold currents, these areas will not be open for navigation. So it is a strategically, geographically very important strategic. These ports are important geographically. Geography has given them a strategic advantage. So this is what is all about the ocean currents. So I will again revise the ocean currents. Ocean currents are movement of an ocean water in the form of a river, on the land with a definite velocity and a definite direction. There are some of the factors which are related to the rotation of the earth and the Coriolis force, related to the temperature, salinity and density differences, related to the we can say rainfall and the winds. In fact, the major ocean currents follow the direction of the winds. And then there are seasonal factors such as seasons affect. Example is northeast monsoon again. Then there is a factor which modify the ocean current, that is direction, shape of the coastline, etc. The ocean currents are warm ocean currents here on, and there cold, warm and cold. So how do they affect? This is effects of the ocean current on the climate, on the navigation, on the fishing, etc. We have studied. So revise your lecture again. I am giving you an important assignment. You can write down the assignment. What are the factors responsible for origin of ocean currents, and what is the effect of the ocean currents? Describe the effect of the ocean currents. Of ocean currents on climate of an area, fishing and navigation. In 200 words. So justify your answers, give half weightage to. Now say this is a question having two parts. So 50% of your answer should be, first start with the definition of an ocean current. Right, there are two types of ocean current, cold and warm current, and then tell about the factor, uska example, each and every example, and underline the important points in that. Then come to the next point, the effects on climate. Give an example, underline those, fishing, underline those, navigation, underline those. See, any answer writing, any lecture is effective if there is a two-way communication between the teacher and the student. Obviously, so therefore, I have made an email ID. You can send me your answers and I will check and give you the feedback based on, and then you can modify the answer. So just write your answer, take a picture of the answer or scan the copy and mail me to GEOG, Geography with Rushikesh @gmail.com. So all are in the small letters. Geography, not geography entirely, but GEOG, Jogo with Rishikesh @gmail.com. So here we will be, so that there is no two-way communication. This is for encouraging the two-way communication. You can send me your answers, you can send me your doubts, I will clarify those doubts. Obviously, as soon as I get time, because there is a lack of time also, but most probably I will respond within 2 and 3 days time, and along with the feedbacks what I think. So till the time we meet again, keep on writing the answers, keep on doing the assignments. You can ask me doubts. This is the Geography with Rushikesh, GOG with Rushikesh @gmail.com is an email ID for you students, and then we can solve the doubts and enjoy the process of learning geography. So till the time we meet again, thank you very much.